The most anticipated show of your week.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Keep It a Buck Podcast. What's going on, good people? This is your resident host with the most, DJ Impossible.
What?
Sitting across from me, as always, is E.
The bad guy.
And this is another episode of the Keep It a Buck Podcast. Episode 7.
7.
Boom! Nailed that right in the coffin.
Another one in the books.
Yeah, man. What's good?
How was your week, man?
Oh, zombie speak.
That's it. Okay, we done.
That was it. That's how my week has been. Tomorrow's my Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What you been doing? 16s?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. A lot. My car broke down in this little break that we didn't have. My car done broke down. A whole bunch of stuff. But before I get into all of that, today, it won't be today. So in 2 days, well, technically 1 day now, my baby girl's gonna turn 7. So shout out to Olivia Grace.
All right.
Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
So what else is going on? What else you got going on?
I got a lot of stuff going on, man. I got a guest that I'm gonna do for the secondary podcast. My homeboy Stackhouse, he's gonna do that. I'm working with somebody to try to get him to make a menu.
Okay.
So that we can try to possibly give him, try to find out about a food truck.
I like food trucks.
Man, this dude is good. His name's Jonathan Woods. I told him I was gonna shout him out. So yeah, it's gonna be called Cali Fried Wings.
Cali Fried Wings. That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's dope, bro. Cause he did it just one day. He's like, "Hey man, try this. See what you like. See if you like it." I was like, "All right, bet." Fire. I'm talking about. I was the only person who had it, and then somebody saw me eating it, didn't taste it, saw me eating it, said, "Hey man, make me some."
Yeah.
It went from 1 to 2 to now we making orders. I'm paying ahead. So anytime he's like, "Hey man, I'm making some," don't worry, I already paid, didn't I? He's like, "Yeah, okay, cool."
Cool.
Yeah.
So where is he located?
He works with us.
Oh, he work with us.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He work with us. Trying to figure out,
So he do it from home or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a little thing that he's trying to figure out right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But what you got going on, man?
Well, let's see.
Weld.
Sound like Medea now, huh?
Weld.
Weld.
Yeah.
Man, I've been doing a lot of editing. I have a lot of jobs coming up. My filming company.
In a world.
I got a lot of weddings, a lot of graduations.
Oh man,
I got a lot of stuff.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, everybody trying to get they babies on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to all the people who making it to graduation and getting married. Shout out to them.
Sure.
Shout out to them taking these.
That's a good thing.
Taking these steps to further their futures. I like it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should follow, those steps.
Of course. So, thinking of future, and no, not the rapper. I was looking at TV the other day, and I was watching Blackish.
Blackish, I love Blackish.
It's a crazy show.
Man, I love it.
I like it, and they have the little spinoff when it's Grownish.
Grownish,
where
yeah.
She's in college or going to college, and I like
Right.
that show. But it had me thinking. I was like, does TV show diversity in America correctly yet? Of course, in Blackish, you have different types of black people on the show. One of my other favorite shows, The Office. It's a great show. But is it correctly shown? like you have two. Well, you probably have a little more than two, but two main black guys on the show, The Office. One is always working hard, like no nonsense, trying to get everything done. But when he parties, he parties. And then you have another guy who just shows up to work, barely ever works, does a crossword puzzle the whole show, realizes it's time to go home. He's like, all right, y'all, see y'all later. But at the same time, you grow with both of them, and it shows different sides of each person, as it does with everybody else in the show. So I was thinking, I was like, do we have a show or any amount of shows that show diversity correctly? Because back in the day, it used to be like white face, black face, stereotypical only.
Right. I think everybody's different, and the way these new shows is showing people is because they different. You know, I mean, they not the same. We all different.
Well, yeah.
We all have different things that we do differently. Period. So I think showing that, you know, that he's hard worker and then party hard, and then the other one is lazy, you know, but still do his job and it's just stereotype.
Yeah. Do you think that we notice the ethnicity or the race of the people on our favorite shows? Like, if you were to describe your favorite character of whatever show,
right,
do you automatically think that the person you're telling them to, do they automatically picture the correct person? Like, if I was to say, oh man, there's this really funny guy on this show, and he does this, and this, would you be like, oh, that's a black guy, or that's a white guy, or that's a girl, or whatever? Like, do you think that we
I would have to
correctly
see
do
it. I would have to see it.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, you know.
I'm guilty of it, though. I've done it.
You can't say, okay, you can't describe a character, and then you got him dressing up like Michael Jordan or something, and, you know, and playing basketball, and then the first thing you would think it would be, what, a black guy? No. And it's probably a white boy or something.
That's just like that commercial.
Yeah.
With the white guy whose name is Michael Jordan.
Right.
And he's going through his day-to-day life, like he's on a plane, and there's a guy who sees that he's supposed to be picking up Michael Jordan, and he's excited, and he's like, yeah, Michael Jordan, and the guy walks up, and he's just like, hey, I'm Michael Jordan. He goes, and then everybody's just immediately let down.
Right.
That is a crazy commercial. I was like, dang, they just don't even care about his feelings.
Right.
But that's how people do. Like, the new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
If you think about it, it's a Spider-Man movie. Automatically, you would think that it's about Peter Parker, it's White Spider-Man. But it's not. It's Miles Morales, the black one. Black/Hispanic.
Really?
Yeah. It's taking place from his perspective. There are other spider people in it, but it's mainly his story of becoming his universe's Spider-Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but like when you hear Spider-Man, you're like, oh, it's Peter Parker, it's a white guy.
Right, because you know the comics.
Right, so when you're thinking of it, you're like, that's what got me thinking. I was like, man, I automatically just think that it's always a color or always a certain type of person. Like, you could be talking about like a Parks and Recreation. There's a character on there that's always loud, always in your face, says whatever they really want to. A lot of people will be like, oh, he must be a black person. Nope, it's Aziz Ansari.
Right. Just like in every other podcast, you know, you never know who's talking.
Yeah, it
depends. I don't know. I guess it depends on when you was raised.
Yeah, but another question.
Or where you was raised.
But do you think it matters to the viewer what the ethnicity is?
I don't think so.
Or the race or gender or
I don't think so, because everybody has this stereotype already.
Of course.
Like if you say, okay, for example, tacos. What's the first thing you think about?
Hispanic.
Or Mexican. right?
Yeah. Or
If you
Spanish
said,
in general.
or just food, period.
Yeah.
Food would actually describe the authenticity.
Yeah. Ethnicity. Yeah.
Oh, ethnicity. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you think tacos, you automatically think
Mexican.
Mexican. You think of
What you want to eat?
You think of pasta. You think Italian.
Right.
Pizza. You would think American because Americans have pizza, but it's actually Italian.
Right.
Like barbecue, you would think, oh, okay, Memphis.
Right.
But you have barbecue places everywhere. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just a stereotype it's already implanted.
It's implanted.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get out of there.
That was a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like that one. Yeah. That's crazy. So, we're going to move to the next topic because we can spend the whole show just talking about that there.
Mm-hmm.
But, on to the next. Music. Musicians, artists. Listening to music from different genres, different eras. First off, let me give a huge shout out to Cher.
Cher?
Cher is amazing. She is 72, I believe. She has had a number one hit every decade for 6 decades. That is ridiculous. Shout out to Cher.
Even when she was with Sonny Bono.
Bruh, 60 years.
Yeah.
Cher's name has always had a number one spot. For 60 years.
She held it down.
That is, nobody else
See,
has
that's
ever
the
done
difference between being an artist that becomes a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Literally a living legend.
Yeah.
So that has me thinking, because I saw that on Jimmy Fallon the other night. She was on an interview. What current musicians or artists do you think will stand the test of time?
I know that was coming.
Yeah.
I knew that question.
Like,
literally?
I mean, Cher's one of them, clearly.
Right.
But, like, what other, like Cher, Michael Jackson, Prince. Yeah, but, like.
I'm going to give you one.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
I like that.
Justin Timberlake is a legend.
He's literally always reinventing himself. He went from child star.
But there's a but for that.
See, okay, here you go.
Okay,
go ahead.
I got to keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
You're not Michael Jackson.
Wait
a minute. Now let me explain what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Michael Jackson never stopped. And even if he stopped, he still was going. Mm-hmm. His music was still going.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake made millions of records. But he stopped and he vanished. I mean, he disappears.
No.
What I'm saying, he disappears and then he comes back. Well, what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to compare Michael Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
Okay, so I know
that's
already
the difference
in the comments. Already in the comments out here, Justin Timberlake is a culture vulture. I hear that a lot.
No, I'm not saying he's copying from Michael Jackson. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the work ethic.
Well, yeah, but see,
Michael Jackson
you can't compare people to Mike.
Well, what I'm saying
is you can't.
The amount
because to be honest, he didn't even have it. He didn't have that work ethic. It was forced onto him, and then he just kept it.
You talking about Michael Jackson?
Joe put that work ethic in him. Yeah, and then it just stayed because he was like, "Oh, I gotta make money, whatever. Gotta keep doing this. Gotta keep doing it." It was literally killing him. He couldn't go to sleep at night because he was always. So the fact that Justin will stop, he'll go do a movie or go do a show or a voiceover work on this or go tour for a while, and then that's fine. Take all the time you need because we still gonna need you. He went from being a child star on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse show to then going to Star Search, becoming one of, if not the biggest boy bands in America in music history.
I agree to that.
Then took himself away, solo album, which him and JC both did the solo thing. Nobody talk about JC because he wasn't the greatest, but he did it. And then he went pop. He started reconfiguring himself. He's like, okay, well, everybody knows that I can do this. Okay, well, I also like to do this. And he starts putting that in his music. Mm-hmm. Working with different artists to show he's not only just the pop guy. He's not only the rock your body, dancing and pop locking like he used to be when he was around Mike and Usher. And then now his latest album was Man in the Woods, because contrary to most people's belief, he's a country boy. He's from Memphis. Mm-hmm. And then he starts doing that. He's transcending with time. Usher did the same thing. He was like, okay, I was a kid. I did this. I did this. I did this. Now I'm trying to figure out what's the next phase gonna be. And he's trying new things. Some work, some don't.
Okay, I get it.
So that's why I say his work ethic is not where Mike's was. But if anything, Mike being the beacon, I don't think anyone should hit that level.
Right.
Because it was literally killing him.
Right.
I mean...
Now, which brings me to this next question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What artist now can become or could become somebody like Michael Jackson or Justin Timberlake?
Like them too?
The work ethic, the records, the movies.
That's interesting.
We're talking about music that's...
As of right now?
As of right now.
As of right now, I don't see anybody doing it. I don't see nobody.
Right.
I mean, for a minute, music-wise and work ethic-wise, I would say Justin Bieber was up there. Selling out music. Every time he has a concert, it's sold out like 10 seconds. Yeah, he was up there. But I mean, he was on one episode of CSI or NCIS, whichever one. And there was a meme going around because they killed him at the end and he got shot up, and there was a meme about it. He ain't really did anything else since then, like outside of music wise. So I can't really put him there.
I mean, you can't put him there because he. I mean, how many records he made? Like,
yeah, he's sold a lot.
Sold, but how many hits?
Taylor Swift, Beyonce, them two. I say both those names on purpose because there's a thing going on between them. We'll talk about that probably next show, so I can actually research into it in depth. But Taylor's work ethic is ridiculous. So is Beyonce's. Beyonce doesn't have to work necessarily as hard, but
look.
Taylor's up there.
I'm gonna let you finish, bro. But I think Beyonce.
Hey, she ain't gotta work as hard as Taylor. She ain't got to. Taylor Swift still has to sell the albums. Beyonce ain't got to.
They both different.
Yeah,
way different.
Well, yeah, they are, but they're both at the top. I mean, whenever Taylor Swift puts something out, everybody's like, "Oh my God, she put something out, yay!" But she still has to sell you,
right?
Like, they have to put her stuff on the radio first, and then see if you like it, and then she has to go on press tour, and then she has to put the album out, and then she has to go to immediately on tour. And like, there are steps that she has to go through.
Right.
Beyonce could just drop an album right now, and it's automatically number one. No prep.
That's true.
I mean, I'm just being honest about it. It's just, I'm keeping it a buck because that's what I've seen. Like when Lemonade dropped, oh my God. They lost it. Everybody was like, oh, she didn't drop this. She ain't even tell nobody. Well, she ain't got to. She's her. Speaking of her, I know I said it last show, man. She's great.
So here we go.
Great.
Here we go.
She's great.
Here we go.
She's great. If a lot of
I gotta listen to the album, man.
A lot of her. Okay, let me rephrase this. If a lot of new artists, best songs were sounded like some of hers worst songs, they still be in the clear. And I go by that 100%.
Do you like her more than the air horn?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like she get her own air horn. Yeah. Yes, sir. She's great.
Oh man.
She's great.
I feel you, man. I gotta listen to the album. I never heard the album.
What?
I never.
We're gonna have to do a listening party.
Listen.
We're gonna have to do another. This is another thing I need to write it down right now. Another podcast or another type of show where we do like a listening party to all the music. Like whenever music drops, like the new Schoolboy Q album that came out.
We could do a top 5.
Anything. And we can just listen straight through an album. No skips, no nothing. Straight through an album of everything that dropped, around that time. And then rank them.
Okay.
We should do that.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So that's a note in
so
there.
we have 3 segments that we about to drop.
Of course.
Because I still want to do the "You a Bum."
Yeah, we gotta do that one.
Guess what? You a bum.
Yeah, I like it. Not me, but But I'm trying to think what. Okay, so
we got to talk about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
the bum.
I am a bum.
You a bum.
I've been bumming for a minute, but I'm out of it. I'm out of the little funk. But, back on topic. Adele,
the best.
She's going to be mark my words now. At whatever minute mark this is.
Okay. We are on what?
I don't know.
19 minutes?
Adele is going to be similar to Celine Dion.
Celine Dion is pretty good.
Pretty good?
What I'm saying, she's pretty good.
She's amazing.
Is she in Las Vegas somewhere?
Yeah.
Got a show in Las Vegas?
Yeah, she's great. Yeah. Oh, Celine is great. The greatest singer out of Quebec. She's great. Like whenever Celine's like, I'm okay.
Okay, the only thing I don't agree with is the album. The amount of albums. Because I think that Adele can come out with she can come out with another album next year and it'll be a hit. Mm-hmm. And then she'll take another year off and then come back with another album, it'll be a hit. Mm-hmm. Celine Dion has a beautiful voice. Mm-hmm. But the albums, I don't see them.
Well, let's look at it.
I mean, we talking about Celine Dion from the 80s?
I'm talking about Celine Dion, period.
She started from the 80s.
She's going to be...
Adele started what? 2000 and something?
2000s.
Right? Mm-hmm. And look at the amount of hits that she has.
I mean, she's great. Adele's great, man. Let me see. I'm looking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Celine Dion.
How many albums do you think she has?
7.
Who?
Celine Dion.
You crazy?
What she got?
Hold on. She gotta have more than 7. She got way more than 7. She got to. Hold on, wait for this page to load. Canadian singer Celine Dion has released 26 studio albums,
Jeez.
7 live albums.
Okay, that's what I was thinking about.
19 compilation albums, and 25 box sets.
Wow. Legend. But
her debut album was 81.
Hold on, but see, I don't want people to not understand what we're saying, because we're not comparing the artists, right?
What do you mean?
We're not comparing them. What we're doing is like,
I'm saying, like, whenever Celine stops, Adele is going to be there,
and she's gonna become the legend.
She's gonna become
now we talk.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what we saying then. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see.
Who else we got?
Let's see. Adele has released 3 studio albums, 2 extended plays, and 16. She's got 16 singles, and she's only got 3 albums.
Right, she's a baby,
bruh. You see?
Yeah.
She ain't gotta do but
take another year off, Adele, and come back with another fire album, please.
Look, this is what she does. I'm gonna come out with an album. I'm gonna go on tour. I'm gonna stop. Have my life.
Have a baby, then come back.
Come back with all these new feelings. Album, tour, stop. Because she has to live her life in order to give us the Adele that we love.
Exactly.
And if that works, don't break it. Just keep going. Right? Adele is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Fun fact: whenever Chasing Pavements came out, I hated that song. I hated it.
Okay, why?
And then I because it was just anytime I turn on the radio, anytime I turn on the TV, it was playing, and I was like, oh my god, okay, yeah, whatever. Chasing Pavement, should I give up? But then one day I just sat down and just listened to it, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be great. And right around that time, the album dropped, and I was like, oh man, this album is great. Next year, new album.
Yeah, I was let me see, when she first came out, Adele, she had a video
2006,
and I was like, I was watching it on MTV, and I was like, who is that? And she was laying on the ground, remember, she was singing, and I was like, man, who is that?
That's her.
And then next thing you know, she blew up.
She's great. Another fun fact, I had started watching YouTube videos of Justin Bieber the year before he got signed. Tori Kelly, same thing. I was like, man, am I the reason these people are getting famous? Because I was looking at all the stuff that they had, and then they didn't put anything out for a minute, and then there they were. I was like, man, I was just listening to him. They was like, no, you wasn't. Bro, look. This was him singing to Usher and Justin Timberlake because they fought for him.
That's what my daughter likes to do. She likes to go on YouTube and discover people.
I love it. It's great. I love to see people before.
Yeah.
I love it. When it's pure. It's just like...
Shout out to Erica. Hey, baby.
She gonna be like,
Daddy, you embarrassing me.
But yeah, so all the way back to topic.
There's only a few.
What does it take to be a timeless artist to you?
To finish on the last question, what I was gonna say. There's only a few.
Oh, yeah. Right now.
Yeah. Because I don't know anybody can come up and, just come up with a good album and just blow up and become that superstar
or become a great superstar off of one song and then never be heard of again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go back to the other question.
What does it take to be timeless for you, from an artist?
To me, you have to put the work in.
Yeah.
You have to be dedicated. When you're an artist, a singer, whatever artist you have to dedicate yourself to what you do. You know, and I think we talked about this when a couple of episodes before. We talked about the being selfish when you're an artist or when you're a company.
We was talking about a company.
We were talking about a company.
Had to be selfish to be successful.
So it's basically almost the same thing with an artist. You have to dedicate yourself to your work. I mean, you have to live your life, of course, but you have to be committed to that.
I'm a firm believer of if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because, like, not even just musically, like artists such as, like, actors, actresses, they change their life. Like Christian Bale completely changes his body, everything about himself for different roles.
Yeah. You know who else does that? What's that lady name that be on that plays she play on the oh my goodness, what's the name of that movie? Okay, let's just move on because I can't remember.
I had it, but it's gone.
Yeah, I had it, but I can't remember.
But to be timeless to me would be your work should speak for itself. You should never have to justify, which, I mean, you will, because people will ask the questions, but you don't have to justify anything. When you look at someone's discography or videography or whatever, you're going to see why they are timeless. Like, when you say Michael Jackson, you be like, oh, sell out millions of shows, King of Pop. You know, you have this list of stuff you go down before you get to him as a person, even.
Right.
Same way with Prince, R. Kelly. Lots of different people. So, your work should speak volumes about who you are.
Right.
And how good you are in your craft. Like Robert Downey Jr. Great actor. Started young, got rich, had problems, almost ended him.
Went to jail.
Multiple times. Court, this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden,
he became...
Bruh, he's back.
Tony Starks.
Became Tony Starks. I don't know who Tony Starks is.
You know who Tony Starks is?
Tony Stark?
I mean, not Stark.
Starks. Callie Paul, Bubba Spall. It's like, what? But no. And it's...
Peter Parker's.
Peter Parker's. But on that, I have an interesting question. What is a hero?
A hero to me would be my dad. Okay. That's a hero to me.
Oh, yeah. Everyone says that, so I don't want that answer. That's a great answer, though. But everyone says, oh, my dad, my mom. Yeah, okay, that's the easy way out. Like, what
qualifies as a hero?
What qualities do we look for in a hero? Like, does heroism demand extraordinary circumstances, or can it take place in everyday life?
Everyday life.
I would agree.
Because, I mean, just because I say my dad, when I say that, I mean, like, the work he put in to take care of us. You know what I'm saying? So
it's timeless.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a hero to me. Like,
oh, yeah.
If you strive just to take care of your kids and make sure that they have food on the table, make sure that they have clothes, you know, and shoes and all that, that's a hero.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm a hero.
Talk about it.
I'm a hero because I make sure that I work hard to take care of my family, my kids. Make sure there's food on the table. Make sure that they have clothes. They have everything they need. I might not give them what they want, but I give them what they need.
That's crucial.
I'm the real Tony Stark.
Tony Starks. You're Tony Starks. He's Tony Stark. I'm
Well, I said Tony Starks because that's the way it sounds on the
well, yeah.
Tony Starks. Make you feel he's the coolest.
Okay.
Hey, you don't remember that?
No.
Come on, man. That's the that was the cartoons, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't know that.
You don't remember that? Come on, man.
I wasn't alive. Remember,
Yes, you
I'm
was.
younger than you. I wasn't alive then.
But I mean, people nowadays they go searching back.
I don't look at all that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, go on YouTube, look at all the shows that used to be
I
on
wasn't
there
really
before.
ever an Iron Man guy. I thought it was cool. I wasn't.
I was a Superman guy. Me, I love Superman.
I'm a Batman guy.
My mom used to take me to the show every time a Superman movie came out.
Superman is cool. He could fly. He's a Boy Scout. He's so America.
You know, I always had this theory about Superman. Maybe you can help me with this one.
Okay.
Why did they make Superman like God?
What do you mean?
They meaning like everything that God represents.
Mm-hmm.
They try to put it in there, like with Superman.
It's a writer's thing.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it just
he
goes
tried
with,
to make him like he's God.
It's a. Well, I mean, it goes with different writers. Superman is one of those characters where it's easy for anyone, like for him to be like, oh, he's got this power now, or oh, he can do this now because he's an alien and no one knows how he works.
Right.
It's easy because a writer could be like, oh, he only can be this strong, and then the next writer will be like,
you can add whatever you want,
and you
I
take away.
get
Yeah.
that.
But the
I
way
mean, look at Thorn. You don't see him as like.
Of course you do. He's a god. He's based on a god.
Right, but he
Norse
doesn't have
mythology.
all these powers like Superman.
Well, he doesn't have to. That's not his forte.
You
He
know
doesn't
what I'm saying?
need. He's Thor the Thunderer, Norse god of thunder. He has a day named after him. No, I'm dead serious. In Norse mythology,
Why didn't he say nothing?
I mean, that's exactly. That's what
Because
I'm
I'm
saying.
looking at you.
You like what? He
Are
does.
you serious?
So in Norse mythology, they thought that Thor was so amazing that they named a day after him, Thor's Day, which translates to Thursday. That's where Thursday came from. From Thor.
Thursday.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But Superman is one of those. We needed an uplifting at the time, and they used comics to uplift people. Like, that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't say God. He's godlike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
Godlike.
yeah,
Why are they trying to
yeah.
make him like God? You know what I'm saying?
Because, you can't. He's like, oh, as long as the sun keeps shining, you can't keep him down.
Right.
He gets his power from the sun, so, yeah. I'm like, okay. I liked Batman more because he's a regular guy. He showed all you have to do is work hard at what you want to do, and you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did help that he was stupid rich, but the majority, like, even if you took all his gadgets away, he's still, like, super smart, super agile, knows every language. Like, he's still, he is the tool. Not
Right.
the fact that he had, like, take all the stuff away, and he's still better than a lot of other characters because he took the time himself to learn how to get there.
Right.
As opposed to, this is why me and Superman don't see eye to eye. He's great. He's got all the powers. He's a walking MacGuffin, basically. Like, if a challenge pops up which I give Batman has the same thing with his utility belt, and he preps for everything. But they give him backstory as to how he got there. He's like, oh, I saw this, and so I started prepping for this. I'm better with that than, oh, this guy can absorb energy. Well, I can't stop this one dude because he's super fast. I'm gonna blow really hard and freeze him. What? Where did that come from? And people just like, oh, he's got a new power. That's great. And no one questioned it. And they're like, he's never done it before. And he needed it for the time, just like in the movies. He went against, what was it, Nuclear Man in one of the movies?
Yeah.
And they broke the Great Wall of China. And
Right.
then he had rebuild vision, where he just looked at the Great Wall and it started rebuilding itself. He's
That's
never
crazy.
used that before in his life.
Right. I don't even think that's in the comics.
No. It was just a thing that they could use for the movie. 'Cause,
Right.
Oh, he's got that power. That's why Metropolis is always so clean and great, because anytime he blows something up, he just goes and looks at it and it redoes itself.
Right.
What? No. Like, if someone makes something explode in Gotham, he can't just look at it and fix it. He's like, okay, well, Bruce Wayne's gonna reimburse this family because
Right.
blah, blah, blah. That's easier to handle for me. I mean, take the sunlight away from Superman. He's a regular man who don't know how to fight, first of all.
Right.
He got two moves. Two moves. He'll hit you with some punches. He'll knock you up in the sky, put his hands above his head, and then double fist you into the ground. That's his go-to. And if you survive that, then he don't know what to do. He's gonna start using his powers and throwing buses and stuff at you. Collateral damage is what I call that.
Crazy, man.
But that's enough time with DC. We switching to Marvel now. How do you feel about the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Because I know you've seen Endgame, right?
Right.
Oh, man. So, 22 movies.
Hold on, let me see if I can hurt your feelings real quick.
Ooh.
Garbage.
What?
Garbage.
What? The whole thing? You tripping.
The storyline
Of what?
of the Endgame.
No, you tripping.
Are we gonna fight in here?
Okay, here we go. Spoiler alert for anybody who ain't seen Endgame. We finna get into it.
Uh-oh.
Why is it garbage? Explain it to me.
Because I think the storyline was garbage.
What was the storyline?
Where they was trying to build this time machine for what? To get what? When all the stuff was already there.
It wasn't there.
We talking about the stones, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. What you think?
They had to go back to get the stones. They had to.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think the beginning of the movie was a little bit too boring.
Okay. What happened in the beginning of the movie? I want you to tell me what happened so that I can show you what really happened.
No, I need you to show me so that way I can tell
No,
you.
because if I show you, then you'll be like, oh, yeah. Because I want your opinion first.
Okay, so we started with all the everybody trying to find a way.
First scene of the movie, Hawkeye is teaching his daughter how to shoot bow and arrow.
Right.
His family's there. They get dusted because that's what happened in Infinity War. That's what happened from his point of view.
Right.
And then Marvel sequence. The first thing we see is Tony Stark in space, leaving the message for Pepper, thinking he's about to die. Go.
Exactly.
Go. What's
Then
wrong?
we got Captain America. We got everybody else.
You're still skipping stuff. See, that's why I want you to. That's why.
Oh, because you want me to go in detail about
yeah, I want you to go in.
Remember all that like that?
Okay, I ain't seen the movie but one time. We getting this.
I seen the movie one time. You think
So-
I'm gonna remember all that? I just know that the storyline was whack.
Storyline was whack. It was great.
Okay, maybe the beginning.
It had plot holes. I will give you that.
Okay,
But
there
was
you
a,
go.
It was a send off movie. It wasn't supposed to be like, oh, we need to do this because it's gonna do this, and it's super.
If it's
super
gonna be the end
No.
of the games, man.
No, it's not the end of all games. It's the end for the original 6. That's the storyline is the perfect send off for the original 6 Avengers. That's where it goes. It's their end, the beginning for everyone else. That's what Endgame was. So Tony gets rescued by.
Oh, and I see you wrote it down.
No, that's not what that is.
Oh, okay.
That's just this. It's a segue to Marvel heroes, and I don't even need this no more.
You was ready for it today.
We in here, bro. Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead.
Okay. So we do the Captain Marvel saves Iron Man and Nebula, brings them back to Earth. Tony sees everybody for the first time since before the big climax. Seeing Steve, Captain America, for the first time in years. First thing he's like, I lost the kid, talking about Spider-Man, and talking about how they were supposed to be together, and then once they get inside, he goes off on Steve because Steve literally told him that they were going to be together, and if they lost, they'd do that together, and they were split up. Reverting back to his old former self where, I'm always right, you're always wrong, you need to do things my way. Love how they did that. Then they took him away from the movie for a while. Go to all the heroes are in the room talking like, okay, we know where Thanos is because he snapped again, apparently. Because same frequency of what did they say? Radiation from a planet. Cool. We know where he is. We're gonna go get him. We're gonna fix this.
Right.
They find him. Thanos ain't doing nothing but looking like a big purple Shrek, basically, just living in a hut by himself. Shriveled up arm. So then they bum rush him. Choke him out. He held up, and first thing they do, Thor comes in, cuts his arm off with the gauntlet. Cool. You still have no idea that the stones aren't on the gauntlet now.
Right.
So they flip his gauntlet over in his dead hand. And they're like, where are the stones? And he's just like, they're gone. They're like, what do you mean they're gone? And then he explains, they say, you used them 2 days ago. He's told them, I used the stones to destroy the stones. So his second snap off camera was him snapping to make the stones destroy themselves. There are no Infinity Stones in this timeline anymore from here forward.
Right.
So then he explains that he's inevitable, blah, 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 blah. Thor cuts his head off. He dead. 5 years later. Now they went 5 full years not knowing what to do. Everybody in the world's having to move on. It's not really working. Captain America's in like in a help group trying to tell people, we need to do this, and we need to just make sure that take baby steps, and we're gonna be, if we're all that's left, we need to make the best of it. Trying to show them the silver lining. Meets up with Natasha. Natasha's running a version of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's left, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And that part, which people say, it was kind of slow. It was only slow because you have to... 5 years passed. You have no idea what happened.
Right.
They're literally setting up where they are now as opposed to where they were before all this happened. Before all this happened, everybody was close-knit and it was a family and yeah. And then the snap happened, or stuff started happening first. They split up. And then... there were 2 groups going against the same threat, and they both lost. Oh no, what do we do? Half of all life in the universe is gone now. Oh no, what do we do? Oh, we're going to find the person who did it, and we're going to make him undo it. Oh no, we can't. Nah, we just kill him because he's useless now. 5 years later, we're trying to figure out, okay, what are we supposed to be doing? Then Ant-Man... magically, which I have something to say about this, gets knocked out of the quantum realm because a rat steps on the control panel. Now, this may just be me. I think that because Marvel is owned by Disney, that's why it was a rat that did it. That mouse or rat or whatever, Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse saved Ant-Man, and Ant-Man caused the saving of everyone else. That's whatever. But I think that's a thing. I think that's a conspiracy, but whatever. So he comes out and he's like, oh, I was only in there for 5 hours and 5 years in the past, right? So then he brings up the idea that they could use the quantum realm to go back into the past and fix it. From that point forward, they need to get the original team back, or everyone that's involved. They need to get everybody back to be able to go and do it, because they're not going to be able to just do it by themselves.
Right.
Hence, figuring out where Thor is, figuring out where the Hulk is in his life now, figuring out where Tony is now. Tony got a whole family. The Hulk is Professor Hulk, which the mind and thoughts and everything of Banner, but is actually the Hulk. I really didn't like it. I will give people that. It upset me how the Hulk was in the movie, but I liked it, but I didn't like it because
I didn't like it.
He explained it. He explained it perfectly. The way he did it. He was talking about he always looked at the Hulk as a disease or something wrong or as a problem.
Right.
When he was a solution. I love that. I hate how weak he seemed because of it, though.
Nah.
He was weak.
I grew up
until
watching
the end.
the Hulk.
Until the end.
Especially at episodes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's weak. Professor Hulk was weak, but he wasn't... Anyway, that's one gripe I have about the movie, but I understand why they did it. I understand.
So if you're trying to make a movie off the Hulk, then what you gonna do?
What do you mean?
Make him look smart like the way he was in the movie?
Well, they don't have the rights to him, technically. It's still Universal, I think. That's why you haven't had another
Hulk
movie
yeah.
by himself. He's always been buddied up with someone else, like Thor. I love what they did with Thor. Love it.
Yeah, tell me about it. Why?
So, Thor's a failure. First off, he was supposed to save... He failed at saving his mom in Thor the Dark World. His dad died in Thor Ragnarok. His sister, who he just found out about and who was evil, was dead, ends up getting killed in Ragnarok. All of the people, the Asgardians, the people of Asgard, if they either were killed by Hela or they got saved on that ship, he had to watch Asgard. He literally had to destroy Asgard to save it. And then right after all of that crazy stuff just happened, he gets attacked by Thanos in space. And then Thanos kills half of the surviving people that are on the ship, including his best friend Heimdall and his brother. No matter what Thor does, no matter how strong he gets, he still fails. And I love it. And I love the fact that whenever it came down to it and he thought he was going to kill Thanos, he reverted back to just being selfish, talking about revenge, and he lost again. And then he had a chance at redemption when they found him in the hut. And he cuts his arm off, and he's just like listening to him, and he's just like, oh, well, he can't help us, so I'm just going to kill him. And he cuts his head off. And then everybody's looking at him like, what did you do? He's like, I went for the head. Because he's learned, just kill him. But even though he killed him and got his revenge, it was empty because he still lost. So then his journey went from trying to figure out how to not be selfish, how to become a good king, how to not make rash decisions, and all this other stuff that he went through all of his movies with to figure out nothing in the end because he always failed. Mm-hmm. And then he got fat from drinking a lot of beer.
Right. That was funny there.
That was hilarious. But that also opened up a lot of cosplay stuff because now you're going to have a bunch of like fat guys dressed up as Thor and they actually are in canon. So that's cool. But I love that he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I love it. Because he was like, what's the point of me going? I always fail. We might lose again.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, I kind of liked that storyline right there.
So then they all get together. They decide what's going to happen. Tony finally comes around saying, okay, like, I love you, Cap. And Cap's like, oh, I love you too. Here's your shield, blah, 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 blah. I cracked time travel because Tony's smart. He's smart. He's been working on it. I get it. Whatever. They build the time machine. They all know what they're supposed to do. They literally research the past to figure out, okay, where were the stones? When can we get it before he gets it? Make our own gauntlet. Undo everything. Makes perfect sense. They have to explain how time travel works for them, as opposed to in other movies, which they mentioned.
Right.
Love it. And then after that, they go through with the plan. Have a little hiccups here and there, but end result, they get the stones, they make a gauntlet. Okay? So, the reason I like it is because it tied up so many loose ends with them going back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Thor finally got to say goodbye to his mom the right way instead of just watching her get killed.
Yeah, I saw that part.
Tony finally got to figure out why his dad was the way he was and to finally hug him and tell him that everything was going to be okay. Loved that. You finally see the reaction Captain America has to seeing Peggy back in the day, knowing that all he had to do is be like, hey, I'm here, but he chose not to because he still had work to do. Like, every bit of them doing everything was perfectly planned.
Yeah.
So then they come back to the future after Nebula's thing gets messed up, which that was kind of weird, but I'll let it slide because it's network or whatever. So then they're like, okay, well, we're going to fix it, whatever. They get the gauntlet, and they say they're trying to figure out who's going to do the snap to undo everything, and it has to be someone who can handle it, which is where Hulk steps up, and he's like, I'm made for this because they emit gamma radiation. I love it. He's literally one of the strongest ones in the room, and he's gamma. Me, I wish that he would have had a gamma overload and turned into World Breaker Hulk, but still been smart like Banner. That was a perfect opportunity to do it. They didn't go that way because I guess they didn't want that to overshadow the moments to come, so I get it. Messes him up, he undoes the snap, and you think right then, you're like, oh man, that's it.
He's about to get crazy.
So then he's like, he did it, and then you realize that, oh my god, everybody's back. Because Hawkeye's wife calls him, and he's like, oh my god, my wife's calling me. And then Scott Lang, Ant-Man's looking out the window, he's like, hey man, you guys need to see this. And then, boom! Explosion. Because Thanos done came through the time machine. Which, this is crazy because we talking about time machines again, and we talked about that like episodes ago. Yeah. But he comes to the time machine.
Wait. What was it that I called it?
The time travel machine.
Travel machine.
Yeah. So he comes through, and then he sits there, and he's just like, okay, y'all need to find the glove because they made the glove for me. Blah 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 blah. So the Hulk is holding up a bunch of rubble to save War Machine and Rocket, which that scene is very reminiscent of a cover from an Avengers comic book where the Hulk is holding up a huge mountain and all the rest of the Avengers are underneath him, and he's literally holding the weight of the entire mountain. I love that visual. Didn't like that he kind of struggled, but I mean, I'm okay with it because he just used the gauntlet, so he's noticeably weaker because it drained a lot out of him. I get that.
Right.
And then Thanos is just sitting there. And I love what they did with Thanos because in Infinity War, Thanos he wasn't burdened with having to really fight them. It was literally just, look, I'm here to get the stones. Like, that's all I need. I'm going to do my job. Y'all get out of my way. Didn't really try to kill nobody or nothing. This movie, Thanos was like, nah. The other me, like he was successful in his mission, but he wasn't, because y'all still came and killed him, because y'all weren't as grateful as I thought you would have been for fixing a problem that I know is here.
Right.
So instead of me trying to just get the stones and, half of everybody's gone, I'm just going to start completely over. And then no one will remember to be mad enough to try to come and kill me, and I'll be recognized as the god that I think that I am. He's inevitable. Right? Big moment where the most powerful three, besides the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, go to fight Thanos. And Thanos puts that work in on them. But then they put that work in on him. Captain America finally wields Mjolnir like he did in the comics those 2 times. He finally gets it. Big pop in the movie theater. Thor has Mjolnir and he's got Stormbreaker just going at it. Tony's got a brand new suit like the Mark 85 and he's just going in crazy, but it's not enough. And then Captain America's the only one left standing, and it's literally him versus Thanos and his army. And I love that picture that you see where it's literally Captain America with a half-broken shield, Thanos, and then an army behind Thanos, and there's nobody behind Captain America, but he's still like, I'm finna do this work. I have to. I can't stop. I loved it. And then you hear Falcon like, hey, Cap, on your left, and then all the portals pop up, and everybody walks out. Everybody that's been in any movie done came back, and you just looking like, oh my God, everybody's back. Spider-Man done came in, and Doctor Strange. Black Panther walked through the portal like he was Denzel Washington. I was like, this is great. And then, for the first time in 22 movies, you finally hear Captain America say Avengers Assemble for the first time. And I'm talking about, like, my movie theater just got stupid loud, started screaming, and yeah! And it was amazing. Yeah. So then they're going at it, and everybody's playing keep away with the gauntlet, and Hawkeye / Ronin, amazing in this movie. Absolutely loved him. Because he, first of all, I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep it until the end of time. Hawkeye is the reason why the Avengers always win. Avengers won. Whatever team Hawkeye is on, they win. When he was brainwashed by Loki, he was a part of Loki's team. Whenever they attacked the helicarrier,
right,
they won because he was on their team. Then whenever he was back on the good guys, on the Avengers won. Avengers Age of Ultron, he gave the pep talk that made Scarlet Witch become a real, true Avenger. Without her, a lot of the stuff would have not happened the way it was supposed to have happened. He went through the mind control thing in the first movie, which means he's the only one who shouldn't go through it in the second Avengers movie, because he's like, no, I did that. I'm not a fan of it. I'm the soul of the team. I need to bring us away from the battle, get our heads back on straight because of him. Then they win Age of Ultron. Infinity War, he's not there. They lose. He comes back for Endgame, they win. I'm just saying. But anyway, so one of my favorite scenes is when Scarlet Witch shows up right in front of Thanos, and she's enraged, got her like red in the eyes, and she's like, you took everything from me. And then Thanos is like, I don't even know who you are. And she's like, oh, you will. And then she's just like starts going at him and like lifts him up off the ground and like is about to kill him. And it makes Thanos change his entire strategy. He tells Ebony Maw, he's like, rain fire. Ebony Maw's like, but sir, our troops. And he was like, just do it. Like, I don't care about them. I care about me. Rains fire. In comes Captain Marvel. This is how you know she's amazing. They're shooting the battlefield. They stop because they see her, and they shoot her. has no effect on her. She flies through the ship twice and it blows up. That's how powerful she is. Then she goes toe-to-toe with Thanos by herself and stops him from using the gauntlet that he finally got. He's headbutting her like he just got done headbutting everybody else. Everybody else gets like knocked away from it. She just taking it like it's nothing. He's like, okay, this isn't working. He takes the Power Stone off and like uppercuts her. And she goes flying across the battlefield. Then he puts the stone back in. And then Tony looks at Doctor Strange and is like, I thought you said we were going to win. And then that's when Doctor Strange holds up the number 1. And he's like, okay, I know what I got to do. So then Thanos is just like, I know I'm inevitable. And he goes, well, him and Tony tussle for a second. And then he's like, I am inevitable. And he goes to snap. And then you hear tink because it's a metal glove. He looks like, what? He looks, the stones are gone. Tony's got the stones crawling up his arm because the new gauntlet was made from Tony's tech, which means that he can interact with it without making a scene. It goes back up and he's just like, I am Iron Man. And then he snaps, winning the battle, but dying in the process.
Yeah.
And then you have the funeral, well, the wake and funeral of Tony Stark, which is showing, like, the end of the era. So Tony's dead. In order to get the Soul Stone, Natasha dies. She kills herself, which is a good send-off for her because she feels like she's finally repaid the debt to Hawkeye for saving her all those years ago when he should have killed her. Hawkeye's got his family back, so he's back to living his normal life like he always said he was going to do. The Hulk has, I think he's still going to be in another movie, maybe. But he's, Professor Hulk, he's content with himself, hence being Professor Hulk. He's in a new place now. So he's done helped crack time travel. You've got, I'm trying to think. So, Tony, Natasha.
Pretty much everybody.
I'm trying to do it. Tony, Natasha, Hawkeye, the Hulk. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Thor. Thor's finally at peace, knowing that he may have failed, but his failures are what help him to continue. Because if he fails, then that means he can always get better. So then he hands over his kingdom to Valkyrie, and now he's off with the Guardians of the Galaxy, or the Asgardians of the Galaxy, like the comic was at one point. Mm-hmm. And then Captain America is tasked with taking all the stones back to the proper placements so that it doesn't mess up the timeline for any of the other people in the past. Which that has plot holes in it because he couldn't have, but that's another thing, whatever. So he goes back, and instead of coming back to the future, he stays with Peggy so he can have his normal life.
Yeah.
So it's literally the perfect send-off for all of them. It's like all 6 finally realize what they need to realize, and now they're done. And now the rest of them that have gathered to be secondary players, now it's their time to come up. That's why the movie's great.
Yeah. What would you rate it?
I would rate Infinity War was still better to me. It's a close second after Infinity War. And then Captain America Winter Soldier right after that. And then the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are right after that. Like, that's my top 5. Yeah.
Man, that was a good segment right there. You had a lot to talk about this movie.
Because it's a great movie. Like, people were like, oh, it was slow in the beginning. It was supposed to be. Because everybody's like, oh, it wasn't as action-filled as I thought it would be. Bro, the last, 40 minutes to an hour of the movie was battle. Clear up until the funeral of Tony.
Right.
Yeah. I did have one problem. I was like, oh man, I really wish the Hulk would have had his rematch
His
against
moment.
the rematch. He had it. He had his moment when he took the snap. Without him snapping, everybody still be dead. That was his moment. He literally said, "It's like I was made for this." That was his moment.
Yeah.
I didn't like that he didn't get a chance to rematch against Thanos, but if this Hulk would have fought Thanos would have killed him in less than a second. So I'm glad that they didn't do that.
Oh man, they were wrong for what they did to David Banner.
Bruce Banner. David Banner. That's the rapper.
Did I say David Banner?
You did. That's
man,
the rapper.
shout out to David Banner, man.
Hey!
That's my boy right there, man.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watched every last one of them. That's 22 movies, man.
That was a great run.
It was. I can't wait to watch what's coming out next. Like Spider-Man: Far From Home's the next movie out.
Yeah,
they're already talking about a multiverse and all this other stuff. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I like Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
So, right. So let's see what else we got going on then.
Let me think, because that was the last thing that I had wrote down. Do you have anything?
Well, I just want to get for the next episode. Want to start talking about a little more serious stuff.
Okay.
That a lot of people don't talk about too much. Like for example, we have drug addictions. We have sex addiction.
People are gonna hate me when we talk about this too.
Well, I think because nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it.
No, I'm gonna save that.
I just want to talk about what you go through when you're on drugs, or when you are doing drugs, and what is the your mind? Where's your mind is at? That's what I'm saying. Where's your mind at that time when you're doing drugs?
I wish I knew somebody that we could interview doing that, because
actually I have someone.
I can't do anything about it.
And she told me that she can.
Okay.
But that,
because I can't.
I would have to arrange. Kind of talk to her and see how we can do this.
Okay. Because I can't give insight on what's your mind like. I don't know.
Yeah, she was telling me. I spoke with her, and she was telling me like the idea on where she was at that time, like how dark that side of her, that part of her life was.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So the reason I'm saying, because it's interesting to me, because I want to know, like, exactly what you go through.
Well, yeah. Knowing is half the battle. The more you know.
There you go.
I love that thing. But we gotta do visuals.
Yeah. We can work on that next episode.
Yeah, we gotta do visuals.
Because we have to do a lot of editing on this one right here. Because I think this one, it might be like, what? Like 2 hours.
Really?
Really?
Nah, man. Because we started like at 1 something, and it's just now 2 something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole hour and something.
That's fine. The one was an hour. It said it was an hour and something, but it wasn't. It wasn't an hour, and it said it was like an hour.
No, it don't matter. I'm just saying.
But no. When I was listening to it, and I forgot to say something, but it said it's like an hour and some change, but it really wasn't. It was like 30 minutes. Right. And then it just kind of played nothing for like the rest of the time.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy, because I was listening. I said, I know it said it was an hour or something, but it was done.
Oh.
It's crazy. Which, I mean, it's fine. It's out there, whatever. But, But, yeah, I was like, that's interesting. So
on that note,
we ain't even got to edit this one. We just go slap it on out there.
Yeah.
This one I like this one. Probably because
because you talk about your favorite movie. I got you.
One of them. That's not even my favorite movie. What's your favorite movie? Before I tell you mine.
My favorite movie?
Uh-huh.
Old movie? New movie?
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I have a lot of favorites, but one of my favorite movies that I would watch, I don't know, hundreds of times, it will be The Patriot.
Okay.
With Mel Gibson.
Yeah, okay.
That right there is like man, I can't describe it. I get emotional, man. I get emotional when I talk about it.
It was on TV the other day. That was, and then Braveheart came on after it. I like, my favorite movie is A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
That's a great movie. Like, I wish I could talk
Now, you know what we could do? We could do, like, favorite movies of different,
eras?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Like, we could do a horror. What's your favorite horror movie? What's your favorite action movie? What's your favorite suspense movie? What is your favorite comedy, romantic movie, or whatever?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? We got a lot of stuff we can do.
Yeah, we got some stuff coming up. Y'all stay tuned.
Of course.
DJ Impossible.
So I'm thinking about changing my name.
Okay, why?
Because you call me Grizzly.
Grizzly.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No,
that's like behind the scenes, man.
Nah, that's my name too, though.
No, I started calling you Grizzly, and you started liking it. That's Grizzly /
Well, see, DJ Impossible,
Yogi.
Yeah, but I don't ever really make music, so I don't want to be called DJ Impossible like that if I'm not making music like I used to.
Well, you're the DJ of the podcast.
Oh well. I'm a podcast disc jockey.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but
it's all good.
I am Grizzly though. I mean, especially now all this hair and stuff. I ain't got a haircut.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I've always been the bad guy, man.
Yeah.
I've been the bad guy for a long time. I'm not. I might not change mine yet.
I'm gonna change it. I'm not gonna change it to Grizzly though.
You see, this is the thing. Because
it's still early.
We just started. We just starting. You know what I'm saying? We just like getting our feet wet right now, and then wet feet, and then you know what I'm saying. We can we're gonna make it more interesting. You know what I'm saying? Make it fun.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So you got anything else to add?
I can't wait for the guests.
Oh man, I really, yeah.
Cause man, I got some stuff that actually I started already. I was interviewing a couple of people today.
Stack's just waiting on my phone call.
You know what I'm saying? So then I can go ahead and put it in the podcast, or maybe on the next episode.
That could be your thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna be out there in the street.
That'll be your secondary?
It's your boy, the bad guy.
It's your boy, the bad guy, out here on the streets.
Out here in the streets for the Keep It Above podcast.
Hey, you.
I got a question for you.
Turn that off.
I finna throw up.
But yeah. Yeah, that'll be dope. I gotta call.
And then we're gonna send some shout outs to people, man. I ain't gonna say no name right now, but I'm gonna send shout outs to people. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta call Stack. We were gonna do it Friday, but
things
happened.
We could take it on the road.
This all?
Yeah.
That's up to you, man.
Whatever you want to do.
I bet.
So on that note,
yeah. Oh, because I was running stuff in my head. Just
if I give you an idea, I already know you already thinking about what you're gonna do.
As soon as you said that, I was
it's the same way with me. You tell me something, and look, I already know what I gotta go buy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on that note,
yeah, literally on that note, if you ain't got nothing, I can't think of nothing else.
Yeah,
that applies to this. So yeah, always remember to keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
You are now listening to DJ Impossible.
What?
The most anticipated show of your week. Ladies and gentlemen, the Keep It a Buck podcast.